Greetings, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to be looking at engagement. Baishu, arigatou gozaimasu. And welcome back to the 11th year of the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the three-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Prezen no Tachiden. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muri ni suru no wa yamimashou. And my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We're not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentation Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcaster Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is domo, domo, domo. This is a real beauty. It covers so many situations. Basically, it means very vernacular. Thanks. Domo arigatou gozaimashita is much more formal, long form, which you just shorten to domo. But you can do it in so many things. Someone presses the elevator button for you, domo. Someone lets you out first in the elevator, domo. Someone hands you something you dropped, domo. I mean, there's just so many applications for this word domo. It's a sort of Swiss Army French knife of language. Another one's yoroshiku. That's a beauty too, yoroshiku. That can cover so many situations too. It means literally, please remember me, but as a broader variable usage than that. And yoroshiku domo, well, a power combination right there. Yoroshiku domo. Yeah, please remember me and thank you. That's a mighty one. So just want to say a simple thanks. Domo, domo, domo. Now this is episode number 566. Today we're talking about how to influence engagement in Japan. APAC always ranks low in global engagement surveys. At the very bottom of the APAC calculation sits Japan. Part of the reasons are language and cultural. The translations from English can sometimes be off the mark and lead the Japanese to score lower. I always recommend carefully checking the translations, try and tighten them up and make the meanings clearer. Other hurdles can be cultural. One question often asked is, would you recommend the company to your family and friends as a place to work? This is a straightforward question in most countries. Not in Japan. The sense of responsibility and accountability here is high, and those taking the survey will answer this question with a low score. It isn't because they don't like the company, but they are risk averse. They worry if they recommend the company, their family or friends may complain to them and quit the company because it's not a match. Alternatively, they worry the company will complain to them about the person they recommended. They see no upside here. So the best course of action is to score low on this question. There is hope, though, to see those scores go up. They may never reach the zenith of your Brazilian or Indian colleagues who always seem to shoot the lights out when answering these engagement surveys. There are 3 leverage points for gaining greater engagements amongst employees. Number 1, relationship with the supervisor. It is obvious. as it covers one of the most high contact relationships inside the company. And as we say, we don't quit companies, we quit bosses. Has the leader made clear the purpose of the business? This is often assumed to be understood, so there's no conversation on this point. Let's not assume anything and make it clear. The goals and objectives are critical to the organization's success, so let's make sure we keep repeating what they are. The leader's job is to understand how the staff feel about their work and the company, and the only way to do that is through conversation. Sounds simple, except that time is so limited. We're all cutting corners and being efficient with our time, which means not a lot of opportunity to ask staff about how they are feeling. Taking orders from the boss makes for a dull day and a dull work environment. Not many people want to be micromanaged that way. As the leader, we need to give people direction and the freedom to decide how to achieve the goals. Find out more. We come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in Japanese and we do them in English. We do them in our super safe classroom. We do them live online. Our show today is being brought to you on the 24th of August. We'll do our Dale Carnegie course 12-week version. On the 12th and 13th of September, high-impact presentations, and also starting on the 13th of December, another Dale Carnegie 12-week course. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. So that's www.dale-carnegie, carnegie.co.jp. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. So that's greg.story, STORY, at dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs right up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television. Don't forget to grab my business best-selling books on Japan on Amazon. Japan Sales Mastery, which is Saegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Presen no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muda ni suru wa yamemashou. And my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery. And all are available on Amazon. Welcome back. Number 2, confidence in senior leadership. Business is a cutthroat struggle for survival. In the days of sail, everyone entrusted their lives to the skill, knowledge, and experience of the captain to deliver them safely to their destination. In 1834, my ancestors sailed for months across the raging seas from Bristol to Tasmania. Luckily, they made it, or I wouldn't be here. Today, our sailing ships have been replaced with company formats to make sure our job security and therefore our livelihoods are protected and made safe. Do the big bosses walk the talk about the values they promulgate? Are they communicating changes and constantly reinforcing the purpose? Do we feel like cogs in the wheel as the organization grinds out shareholder value and enriches the bosses? Or do we feel valued as a priority in the success of the enterprise? Are they competent enough to make sure the company can survive and even better, prosper, so that we have career opportunities to grow and flourish? If the answers to these fundamental questions are positive, then our people will not be engaged and, in fact, may be actively seeking greener pastures. Number 3, pride in the organization. In Japan, when people think about joining a company or changing companies, their spouse, parents, in-laws, and grandparents will all have opinions about the decision. This becomes even more important as a consideration when we're talking about foreign enterprises. The gold standard are the biggest, safest Japanese companies. Then comes the less big but still safe middle-sized Japanese companies. And bring up the rear are the foreign companies. Knowing this, as leaders, we have to work hard to make sure everyone is motivated and proud in our organization. Purpose has to be stressed over and over to smooth out the bumps which confront every company. The public persona of the company has to be one of a good citizen adding value to Japan. Japanese staff are very focused on their relationship with customers, and the company has to respect that. Foreign-based CFOs come up with crazy ideas which destroy that trust. A common idea is that if we have a 100% no defect rate, we'll make less profit than if we tolerated a 3% defect rate. So let's go for the money. This is abhorrent to Japanese staff and a huge demotivator. The MVP, minimum viable product idea, may be popular in Silicon Valley, but it doesn't have a place in Japan because the buyers expect it to work perfectly and completely from the get-go. Japan is different in many ways. Engagement of employees is certainly one area of prominence. We can improve the engagement scores if we know what we are doing and can consistently execute on the basics. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So be one of them. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.